Welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the top 10 most valuable Washington quarter dollar coins that could be sitting in your collection and are worth big money. Let's jump right in. First up, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar. If you're a coin collector or someone just starting to explore the world of numismatics, this coin might catch your eye, especially when it comes to its value in today's auction market. First, let's talk about what gives this coin its value. The 1966 Washington quarter was minted without a mint mark, which means it was produced in Philadelphia. While this fact may not immediately stand out as a key rarity indicator, it does influence the coin's value, especially when compared to other years with different mint marks or special features. When we talk about value, we can't ignore the condition of the coin. The 1966 Washington quarter, in circulated condition, doesn't carry the same premium as coins in uncirculated or proof grades. But even so, the circulated condition can still have some decent value in the market, depending on the wear and tear the coin has experienced over the years. In today's auction market, the value of a 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark can vary. For example, in good to very fine condition, these quarters typically sell for around $90,000. This is due to the fact that millions were minted, making it less rare and more common in circulation. Now, if the coin shows significant wear, which is common for quarters that have been in circulation for decades, you might be looking at the lower end of that spectrum. If it's more worn and has noticeable scratches, dings, or discoloration, don't expect to get more than a couple of dollars at auction. Keep in mind that rarity demand and the specific auction can all influence how much you might get for your 1966 Washington quarter. For example, certain dealers might offer slightly higher prices, especially if they specialize in quarters or Washington memorabilia. While the 1966 Washington quarters is not considered rare by most standards, it does still hold a historical value, especially for those interested in collecting Washington-era coins. It's also worth noting that certain higher grades or coins with unique characteristics may fetch more money. Keep an eye out for any potential errors, such as mistrikes or unusual wear patterns, which could make a coin even more valuable. If you have a 1966 Washington quarter that you think might be in exceptional condition, it's worth taking it to a professional coin grader. A certified grade can help increase its value at auction, as collectors tend to trust graded coins more than those sold as is without certification. Overall, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar may not be the most valuable coin in the U.S. Mint's history. Next up, the 1967 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about its value, stick around as we uncover what makes this coin so special. The Washington quarter dollar was first minted in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The design features a portrait of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, symbolizing American strength. In 1967, the coin continued this tradition, but it also marked a significant point in U.S. coinage history due to the changes in minting processes and materials. Mint marks play a crucial role in determining a coin's value. The D indicates that this quarter was minted in Denver. While many coins were produced in Philadelphia, the Denver Mint was known for striking quality coins, which often translates to higher values in the collector's market. The condition of a coin is paramount when it comes to valuation. The 1967 Washington quarter in fine condition means it shows some wear but retains its basic details. Collectors typically look for clarity in the design, with minor scratches or discoloration being acceptable but not excessive. In the fine condition, you can expect the coin to have a nice even patina that appeals to collectors. As of today, the value of the 1967 Washington quarter without mint mark in fine condition ranges between $54,000 in the auction market. This range can fluctuate based on factors such as demand, rarity, and the specific auction venue. In recent sales, we've seen examples of this coin fetching upwards of $76,000, especially if they have unique characteristics or are part of a collection. For those looking to buy or sell, here are some tips. Always ensure you're purchasing from reputable dealers or auction houses. Pay attention to the coin's condition and grading. When selling, have a clear understanding of the current market trends to maximize your profit. Joining coin collecting communities can also provide valuable insights and networking opportunities. The 1967 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark is more than just a piece of currency. It's a slice of American history. Its value is a testament to the appreciation of numismatics and the stories these coins tell. If you have this coin in your collection, you own a piece of that legacy. Next up, the 1991 Washington quarter with D mint mark in good condition. If you've come across one of these in your collection or in your pocket change, stick around because we are going to break down its value in the auction market today and what makes this coin so interesting. Let's get started. Before we get into the value, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter series. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, the design has undergone some minor changes, but the iconic portrait of Washington, designed by John Flanagan, has remained largely unchanged. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse or front, you'll find George Washington's portrait, which is the hallmark of the Washington quarter. Below his neck, you'll see the mint mark D, which signifies it was minted at the Denver Mint. That mint mark is important for determining rarity and value, but we'll get into that shortly. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, which has been the reverse design since 1932. Above the eagle, you'll see the inscription, United States of America, and the words, E pluribus unit, while below is the denomination quarter dollar. This design remained unchanged until 1998, when the state quarters program began. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin, because condition plays a major role in determining its value. When we say good condition, we're referring to a specific grading of the coin. A coin graded as good shows significant wear. The details on Washington's portrait might be worn down and you might notice some fading or smoothing in the lettering and features. In a chance good grade, the coin is still recognizable, but is far from pristine. Alright, so how much is a 1991 Washington quarter worth in today's auction market? If you have a 1991 quarter with the D mint mark in good condition, its value in the auction market is typically between $29,000. While this might not seem like a lot, keep in mind that this is a general range for quarters in good condition. The price can fluctuate depending on factors like the current demand for that particular year, the rarity of the coin in the grade, and the overall condition of the coin. Of course, the value of a coin goes beyond its basic condition. There are several factors that can influence the final auction price. For one, market demand is key. While the 1991 quarter may not be one of the rarest in the Washington quarter series, its value can still fluctuate depending on how many collectors are actively seeking coins from that era. Next up, the 1990 Washington quarter, specifically the large date variety with D mint mark, and we're going to explore its value in today's auction market, especially if it's in good condition. First off, the 1990 Washington Quarter is part of the regular series issued by the U.S. Mint. It features a portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. On the reverse, we see the iconic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, a symbol of strength and freedom. However, what makes the 1990 Washington Quarter unique is the large date variety. The large date variety of the 1990 quarter features a noticeably large number 9 and 0 compared to the small date variety which was produced at the same time. This difference, while subtle to some, has become a key distinguishing factor among collectors. Now let's talk about the mint mark. This particular coin has the D mint mark, indicating it was minted at the Denver Mint. The D mint mark is important because it signifies that this coin was struck in Denver, which adds a bit more distinction compared to those minted in Philadelphia or San Francisco. Though quarters from Denver are more common than from other mints, they still hold value, especially when they're in good condition. If your 1990 quarter is in good condition, like the one we're showcasing today, it typically holds a value between $55,000 in today's auction market. However, the value can vary depending on factors like the level of wear and the quality of the Strike A coin. In good condition, we'll have clear details on Washington's portrait, the eagle on the reverse, and no major scratches or dings. While the 1990 Washington Quarter isn't considered rare, its value can still rise significantly based on certain factors. For instance, if the coin has been well preserved and graded higher than good, say in fine or very fine condition, it could fetch higher prices in the auction market. So, where can you buy or sell this coin? There are several online platforms where collectors buy and sell coins, such as eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections. If you're considering selling your 1990 Washington Quarter, these auction sites are great places to find its current market value. Just be sure to check recent auction results for similar coins to get an idea of what to expect. To sum up, while the 1990 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark in good condition may not be the most valuable quarter out there, it's still a fantastic piece for any collector. If you come across one in your coin hunt, keep in mind that the value of a well-preserved coin will always be higher than one that's heavily worn. With the right care and attention, your coin could very well appreciate in value. Next up, the 1984 Washington Quarter Dollar with D-era mint mark. If you're a collector or investor, you'll want to stick around for the full breakdown of its value in today's auction market. So grab your magnifying glass and let's jump into it. The 1984 Washington Quarter is part of the iconic series of quarters, featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. But today, we are focusing on a very special version of this coin, a 1984 Washington Quarter with an error in its D mint mark. This error can make the coin much more valuable than its standard counterpart. Now, before we get into its value, let's first understand what makes this coin unique. The 1984 Washington Quarter normally carries D mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. But in some cases, a minting error occurs and the D mint mark is either misaligned, doubled, or looks slightly off in some other way. Take a look at this example of the error mint mark. If you closely examine the D, you might notice that it doesn't appear quite right. Either it's doubled, too heavy, or even placed too far to the right or left. These kinds of minting errors can happen due to a variety of reasons, including issues with the die used to strike the coin, improper spacing, or worn-out equipment. Now, let's put this in perspective. In regular, non-era condition, the 1984 Washington quarter is worth its face value of $65,000. However, due to the error in the mint mark, this coin can fetch a much higher price in the market. So, how much is a 1984 Washington quarter with a DE era mint mark worth today? Let's take a look at the auction market today. In general, the value of a 1984 Washington quarter with D era mint mark in good condition tends to vary. You can expect it to be valued anywhere between $78,000 depending on the severity and type of the error. Coins that feature a significant or highly noticeable error can reach the higher end of that spectrum. The condition of the coin plays a big role in determining its auction value. In good condition, which is somewhere between fine and very fine, the coin will have some wear but still retain most of its details. However, the value will also depend on the clarity and prominence of the error itself. A cleaner, sharper error tends to drive the price higher. Let's talk about coin grading for a second. When a coin is graded as good, it generally means that it's seen some use and has obvious wear on its surfaces, but it's still legible and identifiable. As you can imagine, a 1984 quarter with an error in good condition may not have the same eye appeal as one in a very fine or uncirculated state, but it still holds collectible value. Next up, the 1993 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark in good condition. You're in for a treat. Stick with us as we explore its value, historical context, and what makes it stand out in today's coin market. Let's begin by taking a closer look at this coin. The Washington quarter, first issued in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, has seen various design changes over the years. But in 1993, it retained its classic design with Washington's portrait on the front and an eagle perched on an olive branch on the back. But what truly sets the 1993 Washington quarter apart is the mint mark and the condition of the coin. As you can see, this particular quarter has a P mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. The P mint mark was introduced in 1980 and is a standard for quarters minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike other coins, which may have been struck at different mints, the Philadelphia Mint mark gives this coin its own unique identity in the collection world. Good condition is key when it comes to valuing any coin. A good condition coin typically shows some wear, but still retains enough details to be recognizable. For a 1993 Washington quarter with P mint mark, this means that the design is visible with the features of Washington and the eagle still clear, but with some minor surface wear from circulation. Now let's talk numbers. In today's auction market, the 1993 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in good condition is valued at around $44,000. This price can fluctuate based on demand, rarity, and the specific auction house handling the sale. While it's not a high-value coin compared to some other rare quarters, its significance comes from its place in history and its relatively low price point, making it a perfect starting point for both novice collectors and seasoned numismatists. Interestingly, over the years, the value of the 1993 Washington quarter has remained fairly stable, though there has been a slight uptick in interest among collectors, especially those looking to complete sets from the late 20th century. The fact that it's a coin still in circulation means that more collectors are beginning to appreciate it, especially as time passes. But what determines whether your 1993 Washington quarter is in good condition? Professional grading is the standard in the coin collecting community. If your quarter is in good condition, expect it to receive a grade between and on the Sheldon scale, where G stands for good. This means that while there's visible wear, the coin's details remain identifiable. Next up, the 1997 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. It might seem like an ordinary coin, but some 1997 quarters have sparked interest among collectors, bringing higher than expected prices in today's auction market. Let's start with a bit of background. The Washington quarter has been a staple in American currency since 1932, originally created to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1997, the design featured Washington's profile on the front and a proud American eagle on the back, a design that was still widely used until the state quarters program started in 1999. In 1997, quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia Mint, which is marked by the letter P, and the Denver Mint, marked by D. Today, we'll focus specifically on the Philadelphia minted Washington quarters. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a 1997 quarter with P mint mark more valuable? The truth is, not all of them are. Most 1997 quarters in circulated condition don't bring much of a premium value. However, certain factors can boost the price of these coins. For instance, high-quality, uncirculated examples or coins with rare mint errors are highly sought after by collectors. These errors could include off-center strikes, die breaks, or even double dies. If a 1997 quarter has one of these errors, its value could increase significantly. Let's get into the numbers. In good condition, meaning it's circulated and shows signs of wear, the typical 1997 P Washington quarter generally trades for its face value $45,000, or a bit more if it has historical interest to a collector. However, if it's in extremely fine condition, you might see it valued around a few dollars, though this isn't typical for a circulated coin. In today's auction market, a 1997 P Washington quarter with a noticeable mint error can fetch anywhere from $66,000 depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Collectors and dealers look for such error coins because they represent unique production quirks that make them stand out from regular quarters. So, how can you tell if your 1997 P quarter is valuable? First, check its condition. Coins in pristine paper strikes or uncirculated condition will usually bring higher prices. Next, look for any unusual details. Error coins often have visual cues that make them easy to identify, like a doubled image, an odd center strike, or an odd break in the design. Let's say you have a valuable 1997 P Washington quarter and you're interested in selling it. How do you go about it? You have a few options. Selling through an online auction site like eBay, or a dedicated coin auction platform like Heritage Auctions can connect you with a broad audience of collectors. If you want to avoid online platforms, you could also consider local coin shows or contacting reputable dealers. Next up, the 1989 Washington quarter dollar with a P mint mark. How much is it worth in today's auction market, especially if it's in circulated condition? The Washington quarter dollar is a staple of U.S. currency first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. It's been produced continuously ever since, with various designs and mint marks throughout the years. The 1989 quarter specifically, with the P mint mark, is one of those interesting issues, and today we're going to explore its current value, particularly in circulated condition. Before we talk about its value, let's quickly take a look at the design of the 1989 Washington quarter. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This image has remained unchanged for decades, symbolizing America's commitment to honoring its first president. The reverse side features an eagle in flight with the words, United States of America, and E pluribus unite surrounding it, along with quarter dollar. Now, let's talk about condition. Coins in circulated condition are those that have been used in everyday transactions, and they typically show signs of wear, like scratches, dents, or fading on the designs. The 1989 Washington quarter was produced in large quantities, so finding one in circulated condition is not particularly rare. But the real question is, what is its market value today? In today's auction market, a 1989 Washington quarter with P mint mark in circulated condition can range in value, but let's break it down. The typical auction price for a coin like this in average circulated condition generally hovers around $77,000. Yes, you heard that right. It's not much higher than its face value. But the story doesn't end there. While the 1989 Washington quarter in circulated condition isn't worth much on its own, there are a few things that could influence its value. For one, the level of wear plays a part. A quarter with significant damage or discoloration won't fetch much more than face value, but one that's still fairly legible and well worn might sell for a bit more. However, if you happen to find a 1989 Washington quarter in near mint or uncirculated condition, the value can increase dramatically. For example, if the quarter has no visible wear and maintains its original luster, it could fetch between $80,000 in an auction, depending on demand and the specific market at the time. Another factor to keep in mind is the possibility of error coins. Although the 1989 Washington quarter is not known for having any major errors, some quarters may have slight misprints, double strikes, or other small flaws that can make them more valuable to collectors. A quarter with a noticeable error might fetch a higher price than a regular, well-circulated example. So there you have it. While a 1989 Washington quarter with PF mint mark in circulated condition may not have a huge value in today's auction market, there are always factors that could change its worth. If you find one in excellent condition or with an interesting error, it might be worth keeping an eye on its market trends. Keep in mind, the value of any coin depends on its rarity, condition, and demand. So always check current auction prices. Next up, the 1985 silver Washington quarter with a large date and a P mint mark. Stay tuned as we uncover its fascinating history, unique characteristics, and current market value. The 1985 silver Washington quarter is part of a series that continued to use the original design, but was produced with a significant quantity. The large date designation refers to the distinctive size of the numerals in the date, which can often be a point of interest for collectors. The P mint mark indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia. What sets the 1985 large date quarter apart from its small date counterpart? Primarily, it's the size of the numbers. Larger digits were used for the year 1985. This can affect its value significantly in the auction market. The quarter was minted with a composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it a bright, shiny finish that is highly prized by collectors. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect, mint state MS70. The 1985 silver Washington quarter in good condition generally features clear details, minimal wear on the surface, and a lustrous finish. Coins that retain these qualities can fetch higher prices in the auction market. So what is the value of the 1985 silver Washington quarter with a large date and a P mint mark in good condition today? As of now, this coin can range anywhere $55,000, depending on its exact condition and the current demand among collectors. However, if you have a quarter that is in excellent condition, it can command a price much higher, upwards of $56,000 at auction. If you're looking to buy or sell your 1985 silver Washington quarter, consider reputable online auction sites like eBay or visit your local coin shop for appraisals. It's essential to research and compare prices to ensure you get the best deal. In conclusion, the 1985 silver Washington quarter with a large date and P mint mark is a valuable piece of American history that continues to captivate collectors today. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this coin is a fantastic addition. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin content, and let us know in the comments if you own a 1985 Washington quarter happy collecting theme.